Thank you.
Hey man, yours truly ET Cali right now, Charlamagne the God, definitely checking in the building, man. We are talking about the book Black Privilege right now. Now,
yes,
this is like a chill moment, so I want you guys in this TV land or who's ever seen this to understand that this is not going to be like political, typical type of interviews, type of stuff. We know of each other, so we're kind of cool.
Yeah, I've been a fan of ET. Can I say that?
Yeah, they say that. I still own the trademark until the check clears.
I always wanted y'all stuff in East Papa Mall Road,
yeah.
So yeah.
Now I'm part of the iHeart family with you now, but I wanted to with this interview with you it was more so just kind of like I think along the lines of the same wavelength of type of thinking. Some of the stuff that you have in the book, right? As soon as you open it, you have some of your quotes in there, right? Do you think that some of the quotes that you have quoted into your book, like the biggest, like don't worry about being the biggest fish in the pond, or is something that your parents had told you, and now you're starting to realize that they make sense?
Well, no, yeah, I mean a lot of the stuff in the book is definitely a lot of wisdom my father shared with me over the years. That as I got older, it hit me. But like with that, it was more so I think it was Dr. Wayne W. Dyer, somebody I was reading that talked about transcending your circumstances.
Okay.
And I always thought about the things that made me transcend my circumstances when you look back into the days like hip hop and literature.
Mm-hmm.
And just coming from a small town, the same way I work now is how I worked when I was in that small town. Because when you're from that small town, you hear people say things like, "Oh man, I'm gonna move to Atlanta. I'm gonna move to New York. I'm gonna move to LA." Like, you ain't even the man in most corners. Like, you're not even the man in Charleston. Like, when you want to go be a poppin' rapper in a market like Atlanta, and you ain't even the man in Charleston.
And I had this conversation when I first moved to, and this is just the homie talk right now, so sorry you guys, but I had this conversation with somebody else when I was coming from LA, and you gotta understand, I come from a state of 40 million people.
Right.
By just sheer population, the competition level's higher.
Absolutely.
So coming here to conquer, I go, how'd you get on so fast? It was just different. I came from a competition level where everyone's beastly, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it's kind of like you come here, you conquer like that.
You already know how to swim.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. Like, you learn to swim in that small market, so when they throw you, you're from a big market.
Yeah.
When they throw you in that bigger pond,
right,
you still know how to swim. Water's water.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But now you've gone from being what old school has called a shock jock to I've seen some people call you the god of radio, which is an outstanding. That's outstanding. Who said that? Was it Stephen Colbert that said that, bro? It was somebody on television.
That's a lot of pressure.
No, all right. But it was a nice quote and a nice time. I said what a way to earn your name versus trying to give you your own titles.
That's funny you said that, because I always tell people about branding. People be like, how do I brand myself? I'm like, you're not supposed to.
Right.
People are supposed to brand you.
But we live now. I'm about to start laughing because I feel like every time I've had this conversation with somebody, no one understands me. Do you remember ever being a kid, and I don't know how old you are, so it's none of my business, but they had just started doing the whole everyone gets a trophy. Remember? They had just started it when I was a kid. I used to be pissed off as a kid and seeing
appreciation trophy.
Yeah, like everyone got the same trophy. And I'm thinking to myself, you barely played. But now everyone's grown up, so now everyone's entitled, really, and everyone's a king or a princess without proving it.
You're not doing the kids no favor by doing that.
Yeah.
Like my man Gary Vaynerchuk talked about he'll never let his son beat him in basketball until his son can really beat him in basketball.
Right.
And that's kind of how you gotta move. I do the same thing with my daughters. Like, we playing video games, my Uno, whatever. No, you gotta beat me.
Yeah. So because I think a lot of times when the people see, okay, you come in with a book, they're so used to seeing you in like a funnier light, or they think that you're disrespecting somebody on the air. And a lot of times I used to tell people, like, he's not disrespecting somebody, he's giving an opinion.
Absolutely.
It's just because it's coming from him, it seems more disrespectful.
Yeah, like with the latest one of those is Little Yachty. And everybody.
Oh, bro, that had me dying. But come on, bro, you were playing him a little bit.
I wasn't.
You asked him a political question. So how do you?
Before that was me fucking with him.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, my bad. That was me messing with him. But when I said you're the poster, I said people look at you as the poster child for whack rappers.
Right.
Everybody's like, oh, he called him whack. I'm like, no, I wasn't calling him whack. I'm just saying that's the perception of him.
But the problem is that sometimes when people put out the real answer, I always say there's a difference between the right and the real.
Yeah.
If you ask someone how fast they were driving, they'll give you the right answer. I was doing 65, but the real answer is they was doing 75. They was in their phone.
Yeah.
They don't want to hear the real answer. They want to hear the right answer.
Absolutely.
So When I asked Lil Yachty, and it was messed up because it was messed up. We interviewed him, right? And I sat there and I was gonna ask him these questions, and I asked him, and right before I asked him, he said, "Man, I just can't believe I'm sitting here with you guys. I'm such a fan." Kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, "Damn,
that's what I grew up listening to."
Yeah, I couldn't like really kind of like disrespect him, but I so my question to him was, "What's the worst thing that people always ask of you?" And he said, "Man, everybody thinks I'm like slick retarded a little bit, and I don't know why people say that." And I wanted to say, "Are you serious?" But I get it. Saying that, Lil Yachty, Kendrick Lamar, the state of hip hop, do you feel like it's in a good spot or a bad spot?
I think it's in a great spot.
Thank you.
I think it's in the best place that it's been in years. Like, I mean, because the truth is, anything that you want, you can get. If you want your lyrical, you know, MCs, you can go listen to the Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole and Big Sean's and Wale's. If you want your just turn up, you can listen to the Migos. You can listen to Yachty. Right. You know, if you want your get high records, you can go listen to Future. Right. Like, in every region is being represented right now.
Every region.
New York, LA, South, even Canada, Florida. Like, I think it's in the best space it's been in a long time.
Because we have different genres of it now. I kind of categorize someone like Lil Yachty and a couple of other artists in kind of like punk hip hop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And by the way, I'm older, so I don't listen to Yachty. I don't have to be a fan of Lil Yachty.
Right, but at the same token, I ain't gonna lie, like I might like his song in the club. I don't want to hear Lyrical Smirkle in the club. If I'm in the club, in the strip club, I don't want to hear J. Cole.
I'm with you 100%. And I appreciate Yachty. Like, I appreciate watching his shows. Yeah. And seeing all those kids wilding out to something like Minnesota. I'm like, okay, that's dope. That's what they're supposed to be doing. That's their era.
With you in this book, what's the message that you're hoping people will get out of it?
I want them to be empowered. I want them to be enlightened. I named the book Black Privilege because I feel like it's a privilege to be black.
Right.
And, you know, when you're talking about black privilege, you're talking about something spiritual as opposed to something systemic like white privilege is. And I feel like we have the ability to tap into a system that gives us powers to prosper in spite of everything that's thrown at us here in America. So I just kind of like want to restore the feeling because, you know, back in the day we used to see black pride and black power and black excellence. The black man is God, black woman are goddesses, black man is king, black women are queens. Like, I feel like we kind of disconnected from that a little bit. Like, we see all of these things that are going on in society. The unknown killing of black men by police officers, things like that. And you start thinking to yourself like, damn, my black skin is a burden. My black skin is a liability. No, it's not. Your black skin is strength. The black, and I say it just like that in the audiobook. Strength. Right. You know what I'm saying? Your black skin is power. You know, so that's the thing I'm trying to get across. And even for those people who aren't black, you know, it's a privilege to be alive, my brother. Yeah. It's a privilege to be whatever God made you and has you as on this planet. So you got to find power in that, and you got to empower yourself with that. So that's what I just want people to be empowered by the book.
Is there any anything in the book that maybe you have double checked and go, maybe I shouldn't put that in there?
Nah, because it's like I didn't even want to talk to nobody because this is my account. You know what I mean? This is what I remember. These are things I remember going through. So I just wanted to tell that story. Like, I was with my mom last week and she was like, "Hey, there's some alternative facts in your book." I'm like, "What?" We didn't grow up in a double wide trailer. It was a single wide trailer. I'm like, oh, that is a single wide. I'm looking out the back door. We still got it. And I'm like, well, I wish I'd have remembered that. Right. That'd have been even better. That we grew up in a single wide trailer.
I would have used that. That would have been a lot better.
That's even better.
How is your family, like, you know, your children adjusting to Daddy is famous? Have they used that yet in school? Like, you know who my daddy is?
Nah, I don't think. My daughter's only 8. My daughter's like 18, 19 months. Because I mean, I don't move like that. I don't even feel like that.
Right. Well, you know, I know that.
We do radio, like.
But it's different now. The game has changed because now everything, like, we've ushered in the new millennial generation. We ushered in TV, radio, YouTube. That's us.
Absolutely.
So everything that we've done is visual. Like, you can't look like some of the older DJs no more and still, like,
gotta be in shape. You can't
be in shape. Yeah, you can't be fat. Like, you're on TV, you're on YouTube. Yeah. I mean, I was with YG yesterday. He's like, bro, I almost didn't recognize you. You look like a fucking rock star.
I didn't recognize you when I walked back. I swear I didn't. You're like, ET, I'm like, oh, shit.
But I've been doing like cage fighting, mixed martial arts for like 5 years. So I get in the ring sometimes. That's how I stay in shape.
Got you.
So your health though. At one point in time when I first seen you online, talk about why the health changed, and if forgive me if I didn't read up on it, but tell me why the health changed.
Well, I've always worked out, but I never ate right.
Okay.
And then, you know, when we started doing the Breakfast Club in like 2010, the lifestyle really just caught up. from being in the club, not getting enough sleep, drinking all the time, yada yada yada. So I just like, that's when the diet started. But I met a young lady named Dr. Natasha Sandy. Okay. She's a dermatologist, but she's also like a health and wellness expert. So she cleans you out from within.
Right.
So I was chubby, plus I had like the skin discoloration all over my face. But that was something.
And it's funny. I had to defend you. I remember saying this shit to somebody. I said, because my first ever, my mom was a health nut. As a kid, grew up in LA. We used to always go to Trader Joe's. We didn't have a bunch of Whole Foods. We had a bunch of Trader Joe's everywhere. Mm-hmm. So shit like this was in my crib.
Right.
But also, I at one point in time, I met the Lopez family when I was a very young intern.
Which one, George?
Raina.
Okay.
So she was the one that kind of said, this we did with Dr. Sabi, and they put me on the meals. And I had to relearn how to cook food and what was, I stopped eating broccoli because I didn't realize it was a fake, vegetable. There's a lot of things I didn't realize, but that opened my mind up. And then the reason why I said it is because I had to defend. When people say, "Oh, he got his skin down," I was like, "No." I was like, when you start eating right, your skin will change, Absolutely. Your eye color will change. Everything. You start looking totally different.
Everything. I mean, of course, I got have complexion correction pads, and I get chemical pills and all that. But all of that is part of being the best you. Right. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even something I was doing for TV or anything like that. I was just like, all right. She came up to me one day and she was like, "I can fix all of that." Went to her office. She started writing up the meal plans and showing me how to fast and all of that kind of stuff. And she told me, nothing's going to change in your skin until you change it from within.
Right.
And that's what I did.
Because your skin tells you what's going on the outside of your body.
And it's funny now. People be like, "Yo, you look younger." I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you." You know what I mean? And plus, I want to be here. I want to be here when I'm 70, 80, 90.
Not to just have rambling ass conversation with you, but the funny thing about that is because are you into ancient cultures?
Absolutely.
Okay, look. Oh, bro, let me tell you something. I'm always up on that nerd shit. So look at this shit. I was looking at like Egyptian cultures, South American, all of them, right? Even Vikings.
Yeah.
Fuck white, black, whatever. So you sitting there and I look at these cultures and I go, there's one thing they all have in common, a couple things they have in common. One, they always talk about aliens. Two, they always talk about so-and-so lived for 2,000 years, 3,000 years, 400 years. In these different cultures. Even in the Bible, if you're a religious person, they talk about so-and-so lived for 300 years.
Absolutely.
I said, either all these people called each other to make this lie up, or there's some type of knowledge that we've gotten ripped from us that we don't know about.
We've been disconnected from it. And they all used to look young as hell.
Right.
And they all would do things like bathe in milk. Rose petals, for real. They took care of themselves in a different way. So I'm just reconnected back to that.
Is all of that, is your health plan and things like that going on within the book that people can read upon? Because some people want that help.
I talk about Dr. Natasha Sandy, how I met her. I talk about the skin bleaching rumors, all of that. All of that is in the book. Because all of that has been part of my journey. And I've seen the change. It's like I said, I wanted to be a better me. So I worked out, I changed my diet, I did things I needed to do. And your life just changes.
Right.
It just happens. I see people tweet that all the time. Charlamagne been on TV way more ever since he bleached his skin. You're right. You're not right about the skin bleaching, but you're right about ever since I made those lifestyle changes. Yeah. So I encourage everybody to be the best you.
The most unexpected fan you've ever ran into was what? And an example would be I asked Jeezy, he was his most unexpected fan. Mm-hmm. He told me he was at a concert one time and this white woman had to be 60 plus years old in the front row saying all his ad-libs. Wow. He just thought that was the weirdest shit in the world, but your most unexpected fan you would never think. I'm talking about maybe a country ass redneck something.
Yeah, I don't like the word fan. I always say supporters.
Okay.
But I mean it's still recently, the most unexpected was Ryan Holiday. Ryan Holiday is an author that I love. Ryan Holiday wrote a book called Ego is the Enemy. He wrote a book called Obstacle is the Way. He wrote a book called Trust Me, I'm Lying. Mm-hmm. And I love his work. And I had just read Ego is the Enemy, and I just posted it maybe 2 weeks ago. And then he tweeted "Oh my God, Charlamagne, I saw you on Any Given Wednesday, which is the Bill Simmons show, and I've been rocking with you ever since." And I was like, "Yes."
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You never thought.
No. He's 20-something years old. I'm not saying that white people aren't into our culture. Of course they are.
Right.
But I just didn't think he would be.
Right.
So he was wow. But I mean, honestly, I get that so much because now it's people that I grew up idolizing, people that I grew up inspired by, tell me how much they enjoy what I do.
Right.
They could be from Lorenz Tate to
right.
You know what I mean?
You just never know.
You never know. Sanaa Lathan, what? Wow. So I appreciate it.
Real?
Oh my God.
For real?
Oh,
I heard she's gorgeous in person,
look
bro.
like she just stepped off of Instagram.
Like she looks photoshopped.
Yes, she do. Yes, she
Oh
do.
my God! So
Yes,
now,
she
if
do.
you ever get a chance to come to Atlanta, you want to get interviewed by ET, I'm your light skinned guy. Anyway, though, we in this thing, man. Hey, do we want to bring the people in here right now and because you got a long ass line and they standing out there in the sun.
I'm ready.
Lock it out, man. Appreciate you guys locked in this galaxy with ET Cali right now, only on iHeartRadio. Y'all see the signage.